Recently, while I've been working on outlining my novel that I'm going to start writing in January, I decided that I was interested in writing a short story, but I hadn't written one in a long time, and I wasn't even sure if what I had written in the past really counted as a short story. So I ended up watching a lot of videos and came across flash fiction, which I never really understood what that was. But now I do, and I really like it. So, after watching videos on flash fiction and taking notes, learning what it was about and how to structure it, I decided to write my own flash fiction. But if you haven't written any flash fiction before or you don't know what it is, I wanted to share a very brief summary of what I learned about it. So usually it's under 1,500 words. Some websites even said under 1,000 words. But the point is, it's really short fiction that it can be even just a sentence or two. When you're writing flash fiction, you want to hook the reader immediately. You don't have time to fully develop characters and give them lots of detail and make a reader feel something over a long period of time. They need to get invested in your story right away. And that usually can be starting off with some kind of conflict. So if you're writing something a little longer than a sentence or two, then the middle part of your flash fiction needs to add nuance. It needs to add more details to further illustrate what's going on. And then finally we get to the end, which is where a big reveal needs to happen, or even some kind of punchline, something that is of course related to the story, but that the reader didn't see coming. A really important thing I learned about writing flash fiction is that things need to be streamlined. If you're describing the color of someone's skin or their hair or what they're wearing, does it actually add to the story, or are you just adding in description that has absolutely no purpose to further enhance the reader's experience? A lot of times when we're writing longer works of fiction, we want to add in these details to really paint a picture for the reader, but that isn't necessary in flash fiction. Of course, if the color of someone's hair actually has meaning for your flash fiction, then definitely include it. Everything I'm really saying is just things that I've learned from watching videos, but you can take and leave any bit of advice that you want. But do keep in mind that since this is a shorter piece of fiction, you want to make sure that every sentence really is contributing overall to the story. Some of the videos that I watched also shared examples of their own flash fiction and what works and what didn't, and that was really helpful for writing my own. However, I still want to edit it, and even though it's actually under 200 words, there's so much that I've learned that I don't think I'm quite doing. And while you can't wait for things to be perfect before you share it, I do see places where I can make things a little bit better and then maybe receive feedback from there if I want to. But what writing this flash fiction really helped me with this week is seeing the benefit that I'm going to have when I finish my first full-length novel. I'm going to feel so motivated and excited to keep going. I know that there are two different styles of writing. One is a lot faster than the other. However, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily easier. I know that writing flash fiction can provide a more immediate gratification than finishing a novel just because of the amount of time you take writing it, but that doesn't mean you don't spend a lot of time still working on it and getting better. But you do get to speed up that process compared to writing a novel. And this week, I felt like I got a really good grasp on what it's going to feel like to finish my novel, and I feel so motivated. So I did take quite a few days off from working on my outline, but after writing the flash fiction, I feel really motivated to get back to it, get back to outlining my novel, and I just can't wait to share what I've done in my outline for my novel in my next video, which is going to span about 2 weeks. So this will be going into the second week where I'll hopefully be finishing up the outline for my novel. Of course, nothing is going to be completely finished. There's always going to be more that I could go back and add as I progress with actually writing the story. But my goal for my novel is to have a chapter by chapter outline. And like I said, I'll share more about that in my next vlog. But yeah, if you're interested in flash fiction or if you've written flash fiction, I'd love to know. So share that down in the comments below.